Hi guys, Black Wolf here, and I'm going to read the other half of chapter 13. Her father rose to escort her out, but she raised a hand to stop him. No, father, you should stay and continue the evening. My ladies will accompany me. My man will see you to your room, Connor said, gesturing at Mont. Amarinda eyed me, and I lowered my head, willing to look anywhere else. That boy can see me there. Connor hesitated, then smiled and nodded his permission at her. I wondered if perhaps he wasn't allowed to refuse her, or maybe he liked her suggestion. I didn't. I don't know the way, Highness, I said. It was a stupid lie, and poorly told. Hers was a room where I had bathed on my first day in Fartherwood. I do. All I ask is for an escort. Connor waved me away, so I bowed to her, and we walked out into Connor's great hallway. I led the way up the master staircase, which seemed endless on the strip. All I wanted was to take her to her room, then get away. Behind me, Amarinda said, "You obviously never escorted royalty before. Do you expect me to keep up with you at this speed?" I set the pace, boy. I stopped, but did not turn around. "My apologies," I mumbled. "You do not have my forgiveness yet. Let me see how you do from here." When she was close behind me, I continued walking, slower this time. "What is your name?" she asked. "Sage." "That's it?" "I'm a servant, Highness. Do I require more of a name?" "I am also known to most only as Amarinda, but am I a servant as well?" She supplied her own name. "Of course I am. I exist only to ensure there is a reputable queen for Garcia when the time comes. Have you heard of Prince Darius?" "Of course. Have you heard the rumors of his death?" "I've heard them." And they weren't rumors. She touched my arm to get my attention. I stopped, but kept my gaze low. "Is he really dead, Sage? If you know, you must tell me. Perhaps you know someone who works in the castle at Juliet. Surely your servants talk with one another." For the first time I turned to face her, though I didn't dare look into her eyes. "The servants wonder what Amarinda will do if she has to marry Prince Jaren to gain the throne. If he is alive, of course." Amarinda didn't answer for a very long time. Finally she said, "You speak too boldly for a servant." I continued walking again. Amarinda caught up to me and said, "Is Jaren really alive?" "Whether the king's family is living or dead, if Jaren is alive, he must be presented at court." I stopped in front of Amarinda's door, still keeping my eyes on the floor. "Here's your room, milady." He told me he didn't know where it was. I quickly realized that it was a stupid lie I had been. Rather than respond to her, I asked, "Is there anything else you need? Do you wonder why I asked you to escort me, Sage?" I shook my head and might have sighed a little too loudly. My back hurt from so much standing. I haven't eaten yet, and I was tired of pretending. Beyond that, I didn't want to hear that girl who'd have to marry me one day, if I was declared Prince Jaren, really loved the prince's older brother. "I asked you here because you spoke honestly to me before, and if I entered the room with a face smeared in mud and asked the servant how I looked, he'd have bowed and told me I looked as beautiful as ever. When you're in my position, Sage, you come to realize how few people you can trust." She waited, expecting me to respond. When met with silence, she went on. "So, I trust your opinion on my dilemma. Should I continue to Juliet, hoping Prince Darius will greet me there, but knowing in my heart that something is wrong? Or shall I stay away, knowing that if there is no Darius, I am no longer betrothed to Princess and have no place in Juliet?" This time I looked directly at her. Though her eyes were so perceptive, I immediately looked away again. "You should go to the castle, Highness. You should always choose on the side of hope." "That's good advice. I have less of a headache now than before, Sage." "Thank you for that." She smiled sadly. "Do you envy me as a royal?" I shook my head. The closer I got to the castle in Juliet, the more I dreaded it. "Many do. I'm glad you appreciate your station in life as a servant. I'm a servant too, you know. Perhaps with finer clothes and servants of my own, but few choices about my life belong to me. We're not so different, you and I." She was closer to the truth than she realized, but I held my tongue and stared at the ground. "Will you not look at me?" "No, milady. If I cannot look at you as an equal, I will not look at you at all." She placed a hand on my cheek and softly kissed the other one, then whispered, "Remember this moment, then, Sage, when someone of my status offered a kindness to someone of yours. Because next time we meet, if Darius is dead, I will no longer be anyone of importance." Then she entered the room with her ladies in tow. Only after her door was shut did I look up again. Darius was dead, and very soon she and I would meet as equals. But I had the feeling it wouldn't be a day she ended up celebrating. Sorry, I don't, that chapter is just weird. Okay. Well, that was the second half of it. That was pretty short, actually. But if I continued, it would have been too late. So please leave in the comments down below what you would like to see me do, challenges you'd like to see me do, songs you'd like to hear me sing. Like I said before, I will leave down below in the comments, me, myself, and I will leave down in the comments below some books that I have that I can audiobook to you guys, and I have some books that I can, and some games that I can like videotape and show you guys. Please subscribe to me, and I'll see you next time. The next chapter is The False Prince audiobook part 32. Okay, goodbye.